This is what the campaign's about. Will Ferrell plays Cam Brady. He's a long-term congressman who has a major oopsie when he porn talks his mistress on the wrong answering machine. That's actually really funny. He calls a very religious family's house and leaves a message thinking it's his mistress, and it's just dirty and wrong. Scott, you'd love that part. So a pair of wealthy CEOs decide to put their money behind a better candidate, and in comes Marty Huggins, played by Zach Galifianakis. How can I say that name correctly? Tell me that makes any sense.
There's no R's in it.
Yeah, it's true. Marty is a small-town, quiet, weird-ass dude with a powerful dad, but a good heart. Marty decides to run for office, but that sets off a nasty campaign because both candidates go a little bit beyond rational, and I say that so loosely. They go crazy. And I want to be real clear. This movie is Anchorman Ricky Bobby the politician. That's exactly what it is. It's a Will Ferrell movie through and through. The script is very much a look at how shady both sides can be. And I was honestly shocked at that because as left as Hollywood political films tend to be, the movie doesn't really lean more one way than the other one. That still surprises me because I was expecting, okay, the Republican's a total dumbass or whatever, and the Democrat is the guy who's going to end up winning. And it didn't play out that way. They played both sides were idiots, which is about how it really is. The film is very R-rated, but it never really gets foul. It's not going for gross out jokes or stuff like that. Even though it has a little bit of raunchy humor every now and then, it goes more for clever jokes than anything. Will Ferrell is Will Ferrell. If you like that same arrogant buffoon that he is in every single movie, you'll like it. If you don't like him, you're not going to like it. He's the same character he is in every other movie. Nothing different. But Zach Galifianakis shocked the hell out of me. I got, Justin and Brian, you'll probably relate to this more because you probably remember his movies, but you remember John Candy?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He comes very close to John Candyland.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, really close. He's the most energetic I've ever seen him because he's not playing the same Alan from the Wolfpack Hangover movies. I mean, which is who he's been the last couple of years. I mean, he plays he starts off being just goofy and one note and you think, oh, this character is going to get on my nerves. But then you start to root for him. He turns into a really sweet guy and he has moments where you really feel for the guy. And that's something that John Candy's the only comedian in the last 20 years that has pulled that off well, in my opinion. And I'm not even a Zach fan, and I was surprised that he pulled it off for me.
It's like a lovable loser kind of thing.
Yeah, he's the odd, weird guy, and you end up rooting for him. And he
I'm
can
like Aaron.
That means you end up rooting for me.
I don't root for him.
But I was sincerely impressed. A bunch of other guys pop up: Brian Cox, Dan Aykroyd, John Lithgow, Jason Sudeikis, Dylan McDermott, who you guys are movie buffs know that Dylan McDermott is often mistaken for Dermot Mulroney. Mm-hmm. And they play that joke in the movie, and it's actually
really
funny. Yeah, they use that joke in the movie.
That's awesome.
It's very much a comedy, so there's no flashy car chases or anything. Director Jay Roach, he's handled some of the most successful comedies of all time. He did Austin Powers series, the first two Meet the Parents, and this is no different. The guy knows funny, and he knows when to go for it. So, bottom line, Will Ferrell, same idiot he is in every movie. If you don't like his characters before, if you don't like Anchorman or Ricky Bobby, don't even bother. Mm-hmm. But if you laugh your ass off with those movies, I like this better than I liked Talladega Nights, and pretty close to Anchorman.
Really?
Yeah, but I like politics too. So
yeah, that's true.
Zach impressed me with his complete 180 from his recent roles. I had almost written the guy off because I think we talked a week or two ago where I said he's no powerhouse. He doesn't even belong in the same camp as Will Ferrell. I would say he's got the chops. Now, whether he continues to do it, we'll see what happens. But I was absolutely shocked. They do have a lot of ridiculous ads and whatnot, and the candidates are constantly trying to one-up each other. But for all the absurdity and how ridiculous they go, I mean, at one point, one candidate is doing an ad basically to show how much more manly he is because he has a mistress than the other guy. And you know how ridiculous it is. But and his campaign advisor's like, no, you can't do that. Will Ferrell's just like, yeah, we can. He's a pussy. And it's just stuff like that just shocks the hell out of me. But you can see a kernel of truth in every ounce of it. That's what's hysterical. So I love politics, but I also can understand how the system is broken. And this movie skewers the hell out of it. So just one of the funnier comedies I've been to this year. Out of 10, I give it 7.5.